All right, this one should be fun. Should you use AI to value your home? With all the online house valuation tools available and now AI becoming more and more mainstream and just how we research and find information, I thought it would be pretty cool to see how it would do in pricing a home that I was going to be putting on the market using the same information that I had. So think about those Office fans, think about Dwight versus the computer selling paper. So I chose a home that had not been on the market since it was last sold back in 2021. So there was no recent online footprint for it to follow, which is the same for me or any agent when you do research for a house that hasn't been on the market in a while or ever. So here's exactly what I prompted it with to get it started, which is the same information I had going into it. 158 Federal and Court in Westminster, Maryland, about 1,800 to 1,900 square feet above grade, completely updated throughout, including kitchen, baths, flooring, paint, finished basement. The HVAC system was 5 years old. Roof about 6 to 7 years old. Then I asked it, how would you price this house in today's market based on overall market conditions and overall consumer sentiment? This is important because pricing isn't just looking at Zillow or the closest neighborhood sale price. It includes psychology, market behavior, strategy, timing, and of course, data. First, it looked at the overall Westminster market and established what I call the gravity zone, basically where homes of that size and style are generally trading. Then it started comparing recent sales nearby. So homes in the low to mid 400s for more average conditions and homes approaching or crossing 500,000 for updated or more premium properties. What I actually liked when it was doing this was that it didn't just spit out a number. It created three strategies: price low, price right, price high. I counsel very similar because I want the person sitting across the table to know their options and the pros and cons of each based on their goals and their timeline, etc. Specifically, here's what it came up with for each range. So price low, it gave the range of 459,000 to 469,000. It said this strategy creates urgency and tries to drive traffic and competition. Price right, the price range was 474 to 489. This was their sweet spot strategy where buyers feel valued without hesitation. And the third recommendation that AI gave, chat, was 495 to 515. And it said that this tests the ceiling but risks slower activity and price reductions. So to this point, I offered no direction because I wanted to see what it would come up with as if a consumer were asking it. Here's what chat got right. Market value isn't what somebody could possibly pay. It's where do buyers emotionally say yes without the least friction. So in my opinion, here's what chat got right. Market value isn't just what somebody could possibly pay. It's where do buyers emotionally say yes with the least friction. So having market intention intersect with market reality. That's why pricing matters so much, because the wrong price doesn't just affect value, it affects the momentum of the process, experience, and overall success. Momentum's everything in real estate. Okay, so how did chat do? In this instance, it actually missed the mark pretty terribly. Using my process of a 10,000 foot view to ground level and then multiple angles to test where a home's market value should be, I came up with an entry price of 575 to 590, and that range getting the most traction with the market and give us the best chance to sell in the current market conditions with the best terms and best price. The sellers decided to go on the market at 585. We have multiple offers and end up selling for 615 along with other seller-friendly terms. So even on its high end, it missed the mark by $100,000. So would I blindly trust AI to price a home? Hell no. It still doesn't understand the feel of a neighborhood, market behavior changes week to week that you can only really understand by interacting with people, emotional appeal, and the difference of appeal from one neighborhood to another. They all impact value. I did find it fascinating and was impressed by its logic, but it's still just a tool, not a guide or a consultant. So if you're curious about your home's value, whether to sell, refinance, or just curious, those online estimators and now chat, they're a good place to get started, but it still can be off the market and inaccurate. Feel free to send me your address and I'll show you what the data says, how buyer behavior is in your market in today's conditions, and where your home would fit strategically. And it's no pressure, no weird sales pitch, it's just clarity. The right information can help you make the right decisions, whatever your objective is. So hope this helps. If I can help with any questions, feel free to let me know. Make it a great day.